Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man.
Hey, what is up, guys? It's Alec here for another episode of Let's Talk Film, and today, if you can't tell already, we're talking about Spider-Man Far From Home. Man, I am so excited to talk about this movie, and I was just excited to go to it, honestly, because this is the movie that is following up Endgame, and this is the final movie of Phase 3. It's so exciting, and it's awesome because it explores the life without Tony, and it really dives into that and really takes it by the reins. I can't wait to get into the exact things I love about this movie, and yeah, let's just dive right into it. So before you go into this movie, I am going to say that you have to know some of the Marvel lore locations and dialogue, because there's a lot of references to both the MCU locations that are very iconic right now in the MCU and have an integral part, and also some dialogue moments or just scenes that they try and replicate slightly. But not only is it the MCU, it also has some references to the Sam Raimi trilogy, which I love. I've wanted some references to the Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 that we all love with Tobey Maguire, and I finally got them, and I was so happy. It's great, but please brush up on it, or else you're going to miss some incredible jokes and moments that are just so great and iconic, and they bring it back. It's so much fun. Now I want to dive into 3 performances, 2 that I knew were going to be good, and then one that actually very much shocked me how well that character was portrayed. I'll talk about it now. So, Spider-Man, oh man, my major complaint from Spider-Man Homecoming was that he felt very reliant to these other MCU films and characters, that it didn't feel as important. But, oh man, he really comes off as this independent character that doesn't need these other characters to succeed in the franchise. He really just pulls out all the steps. Tom Holland was incredible in this, but he's never going to be as good as my man Tobey Maguire. I'm sorry, but I love him. But Tom Holland's a very good Spider-Man. He very much is stepping in the right places, and it is incredible. It really is, because he's becoming more lovable and endearing. Like, sure, he brought the heart in Infinity War and Endgame, but in Homecoming he kind of felt flat. And thankfully, now that I saw Far From Home, I'm really starting to see more of a character come out in him. He's starting to finally realize how Spider-Man is, I feel. And I just love it so much. It is heart-touching what he does. And he really plays the character well. But he's not the only one that I knew was going to do well in this. I also knew Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio was going to be phenomenal. I mean, look at him. Look at his film catalog. Oh my god. And one thing that I really loved about him as Mysterio was he reminded me a lot of how he was in Nightcrawler. If you've seen that movie, his character is a lot like that, and I love that, because I love Nightcrawler. I love Jake Gyllenhaal's performance. And this is another movie where Jake Gyllenhaal can't do anything wrong. And boy, I have to say, Mysterio is probably one of my favorite villains, if not my favorite villain in the MCU right now. Even Thanos is below him. Mysterio brings this whole nother level that has this much more humane feel and humanized feel that I feel like a lot of the other villains in the MCU have been missing. and he really pulls it out. It is incredible, and he really is stepping up, and I hope to God I see him more in the MCU. I really hope, because you can't waste talent like that, really. And there's this one scene in particular that is thanks to Jake Gyllenhaal's performance and the VFX team that really pull this movie together and make it one of the most incredible sequences in the MCU. And it's a super trippy kind of scene that you get from Doctor Strange, but better. And Jake Gyllenhaal's performance only strengthens it so much. And it is so stuck in my head. It is amazing. I can't wait to see a breakdown of it, hopefully, because it's something that makes me wonder, that is insane. How did they do all this in such fluid stuff? And it's amazing. But once again, this is a spoiler-free review, so I can't really dive into what it is, but you'll know when it happens. It is incredible. I know I touched on two of the actors that I knew were going to be good, both Tom Holland and Jake Gyllenhaal, but Zendaya as Mary Jane really shocked me in this movie. She's incredible. I think she is the best Mary Jane we've had, or she tops, I forgot her name, but she tops the Mary Jane from Sam Raimi's trilogy, and she tops Gwen Stacy from The Amazing Spider-Man. She has this kind of teen comedy, heartthrob John Hughes kind of thing going on with her. And it makes the movie so much better. If you took out Zendaya, this movie would suck. Zendaya is really the star of this movie. She has these moments where you just feel for her. Or she does something that makes you wow, that's insane. And she also has this awkward comedy that plays so well with Tom Holland's comedy as Spider-Man. And they have this really cool dynamic that you see grow even more than you saw at the end a little more of Spider-Man Homecoming. And it is such a blessing that she was in this movie more. She is truly the highlight of this movie, I would say. And I absolutely loved how she took the role of MJ. It is incredible. So, Spider-Man Far From Home has this very, very strong feeling that will be evoked in a lot of people that I think is a very big part into it, drawing some of the teen comedy, teen romance kind of things that was in a John Hughes movie. This feels like superhero John Hughes. And yes, it does have that superhero action, but it focuses a lot more on this teen blossoming relationships with people, a teen comedy, and it just feels so much like a John Hughes movie, like you get from 16 Candles or Breakfast Club or something like that. It really stands out in the MCU catalog, and I think it's going to be one of the powerful points in the MCU that's going to be wow, we can go into other areas, not just comedy superhero movies, but teen romance superhero movies, teen comedies. It's very much more a teen comedy romance movie, I would say, with sprinkles of superhero stuff. But overall, it is still a superhero movie that is just a John Hughes superhero movie that I love. I love how they did it, and it truly stands out compared to the other movies, at least I would say. Oh my god, the payoffs in this movie are absolutely astonishing. I loved everything. There are so many great payoffs in this movie that you guys have to see the movie because it's just so rewarding, especially if you've been with the MCU for so long, because all the references, so many loose ends are tied up in this movie, and oh man, it's great. it ties up so many great things, and then it leaves the right ones open that make you excited, because Spider-Man Far From Home is the final film of Phase 3, and that means we're going into Phase 4, baby. And oh my god, these post-credit scenes, because there are 2 post-credit scenes, they just bring that hype up for Phase 4. And oh my god, I'm so excited for it. It genuinely evokes so much happiness into me, especially with the payoffs that happen. Even though I saw some of it coming, it still brought me so much hype. I was like, yes, come on, let's do it. Yes, it made me so excited, and I'm so excited for the next Spider-Man film and just Phase 4 in general, because there is so much potential. And oh, the stuff they're teasing looks just like it could be so good and so amazing, and I'm so excited. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. Oh, it's gonna be great. So, once I saw the movie, I was like, just wow. It wowed me. And I definitely would say it is way better than Spider-Man Homecoming. It hits so many more notes. Its stakes are actually there, which is another issue I had with Homecoming, because Spider-Man Far From Home really sets stakes and feels like there's stuff on the line, where Homecoming didn't feel that way as much. And in Spider-Man films in general, this definitely is second place, only topped by Spider-Man 2, which I don't think any Spider-Man film will ever top. Spider-Man 2 is incredible, but Spider-Man Far From Home really got close to that number 1 spot, and I am excited for the future. So guys, I want to just say, please watch this. If you don't even follow the MCU, still watch this. This is a movie you are going to love. It is incredible. I want to ask you guys, do you want to see this? Are you excited for it? Do you love Spider-Man? Which Spider-Man's your favorite? Because Tobey Maguire fan right here, but I know there's a lot of Tom Holland fans out there. And you know, maybe some Andrew Garfield, we'll see. But I want to thank you all for watching. I'm so pumped, and I apologize for not uploading last week. So I will be doing another thing talking about what I have for the hopes of Phase 4 and Spider-Man 3. So thank you guys for watching. It means a lot that you stuck through this, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much, guys. You are incredible.